So let's look on some particles options closer. So we'll go, actually here we'll go create ecosystem. I'm going to add particle, and we'll go to convert this as well. Let me just enable smaller and pop up a little bit on the scaling again so we can preview. Right here you notice when we have a particle selected, we can different particles. We have a name, we also have presence, how many can be, velocity, meters per second, and variations of in a velocity. We also can driving this by the function, and we have the options how we want to display in billboard. When you select the particle on the bottom, you have options to edit materials, so we can edit or replace this with different material, and also we can modify this specific particle. So let's open and look. Right here we have the particle characteristics. We'll start with the properties general. Overall, same things. We can go and load it, replace by object, tree, or the rock. Same like right here, only we have a replacement. We also again can access the material editor specifically for this particle. Below we have information about mean size and density. The density and size can variation change from mass and scalability. So for example, if I'm going to put it very light, I can put it in grams, and you notice right here we change in grams. As well, we can modify scale, so a little bit smaller. So we have 47 centimeters, for example, and it's based on whatever metric systems I set inside the options for the view application. On next, we have the variation. So each particles won't be exactly the same. You notice they're different. If I set to the 0 value, recompute, this will create a similar size of the mass and size for the particles when it will be generated. Yeah, so the drag coefficient, it's something similar what we have before, and this is represent how easy the particle will penetrate in a fluid. And as example is a 0.5 sphere, 1 for the cube because it's more flatter effect, 0.0 for plane wings as example. So you can have a different type. Currently right here, if we check, this is 0.4, it's about sphere. So if we want to increase the drag coefficient, again it's how fast it loses velocity, we can change as well. We have a different offset right here, variation on that. And again, if we're creating velocity force and we'll lose specific on a particle level, not on a global level, we can affect. This is more kind of example if I have something flying down, like, or explosion on the particles, maybe element like bomb explosion. I probably want to increase this to 1 so the drag effect in air will be significant, and maybe set this variation 5 so it will be from slow to other ones. Or if I make a smoke rising, or maybe some particle like fireworks going, I maybe want to change this coefficient to reduce. Again, this is for the drag coefficient. The next we have it adhesion coefficient right here. Let me enable, and this is actually from a 0 to 100%, and this is showing the extent of adhesion variety in relation to the mean of the population. Again, this is kind of think about this more as a sticky force. So it's how much particles will start sticking to the surface below. So it's in other words, and again, this can be from 0 unsticky to 100% quite a bit sticky, and we'll also have it variations. Right here we have it 50, so it's meaning one particle may stick all the way, and again we can say let's maybe just make 0 right here and reset 0. Okay, in this case, when we have particles going down and surface created, they will be just non-stick to the surface. Okay. Right here we have just a little bit angle. Okay, as well can have a collision. So example, we have it particles going down, and this you can see they start sliding even lower on gravity. So they kind of start sliding even on that surface. If we increase effect a little bit more higher, maybe 200. Okay, let's go move it. Calculate, we'll take our cube and even increasing more. So you can see they kind of stick and stay to our cube. So if we're going to even increase more, okay, and see right here they kind of stick to our surface. So this is what will stick in is water. You probably want set to the 0 on a water, and again if we go on 0 right here, okay, you can see they kind of unstick and just floating very easy. Okay, so that is our adhesion or stickiness. And next we have elasticity, and this is kind of fun one, because if we enable, and you can, let's preview what's happening, you can see the particles going down. Okay, and they, okay, so let's create a little bit more fun with this so we can preview. And when you see, you kind of see effect of elasticity, and it's one that I kind of like it. You can have a lot of fun with this. So let's recompute. Okay, we'll go playing, and particles going down right here. Okay, and we have some set for them effects. Let me go bring lower. Okay, we'll set right here, and let's increase to the 100. Okay. And you see they kind of start bouncing. So elasticity, it's what have this effect of how they're not real rubber, but how much they bounce. And when we create, for example, avalanche on a snow, you'll notice that we'll add elasticity. So we want those snow kind of particles slightly bouncing and jumping a little bit. So it's what we're going to create with this. Again, this is very interesting, very fun effect as well. If you create maybe drops, like I have the water falling down, and when it's hit ground, it's split on small drops and they're bouncing around. So this is what we will start using. Again, the elasticity will relate it to the mass as well. So you saw how it was right here. We set 1 kilogram example, and we'll start going more. The effect will be different with elasticity, of course, with a higher weight or lower weight. So again, we will play with this a little bit more, but it's one of the very fun one to do. The next we have attachment force. This is kind of stickiness between particles itself. If we have it adhesion before, it is between surface and particles. This is how much the particle will stick to each other. So because you can affect how much they unstick from each other or stick to each other. Then next we have an inherent emission velocity. Most of this will be effect when we set main velocity for this particle. And for example, I want to create a smoke that follow after them. So right here we have it inherit. Okay, let's click for example periodic emission, and I'm going to add, for example, green ones. Okay, currently you will notice if I start pre-render, it will start creating, and we have it at this force that emission, the original kind of flow with the speed. So if we're going inside and we'll disable inherit. So in this case, when creating, you see they're going slow, so they still have it, but they have a different velocity, so they have their own velocity effect from original particles. And it's again depend if you want particle the heat explosion or going down, you want to keep velocity. If you want to create like a smoke effect that going, you probably want this disable particles smoke that coming from other ones. Okay, next we also have to always face the camera. This is important if you're doing like alpha planes example in some cases with the leaves or other effects, or maybe you want to do it so you want to enable always face camera in that case for the particles.